Fans, make some noise for your Green Bay Blue Ribbons.
Game 2 here at Joannes Park as the Ribbons go for the 4-game sweep of the weekend. Tavian Ramos will be the pitcher as they will hope for him to seal the deal. Outfield, left to right, there are some defensive changes. In left field, Zuck. Center will be Van de High. And in right field will be Brian Gerbers. At third base, Drew Sajinski. At short, Eason Hurd. Peyton Conley at second. At first base will be Milo Upton. Behind the dish will be Boone Kirst. And DHing here for game 2 will be Zachary Grossman. So Ribbons making a couple changes here. Looking at the Addison Braves lineup, I don't believe there's any changes. Berg, Swarbrick, Blickman, Gabor, Lavin, Conniff, Lawrence, Barbour, and Sirid. So same order for the Addison Braves. As we'll see what they can do here in the final game of this weekend series. As we mentioned, on the mound for the Ribbons, number 11, Tavian Ramos. As the first pitch will miss for ball 1. Ramos really known for his high velocity. So hoping that he'll as that will be a strike. Hard to tell, but the scoreboard put a strike. As that'll be popped up. Upton underneath it. He'll make the catch for out number 1. This will bring up J.D. Swarbrick. Swarbrick in game 1, 0 for 3, 2 flyouts to right and a ground out to short in the third. Here's his first pitch as he'll stare at strike 1. Ramos set. As that'll be a high fly ball to center. Van de High giving chase. He will make the catch on the warning track for out number 1. Swarbrick gave that one a ride. But Trevor Van de High able to get a glove on it. This will bring up Dan Blickman. Blickman in game 1. Singled in the first, flew out to first in the third, and then grounded out to third to end the 6th inning. As Ramos will miss, it will be a 1-0 count. As that'll be fouled off. Count now 1-1. Blickman stepping into the box. As here comes the 1-1 pitch from Tavian Ramos. So that'll be lined towards right but foul as it will reach the stands. Count now 1-2. Ramos ready on the mound. Here's the 1-2. In there, strike 3 looking. And the inning is over. 1-2-3 here in the top of the first. As we head to the bottom of the first, you're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Bottom of the first here at Joannes Park for Game 2. Peyton Conley, Trevor Vandehei, Boone Kirst. Those are your due up for the Ribbons. It may not sound like they made any changes there, but as we mentioned in the defensive lineup, there were some changes. Brian Gerber's batting 4th, Wilson Zuck 5, Drew Sajinski batting 6th, Easton Hurd 7, Milo Upton 8, and Zachary Grossman rounding out the order. Squaring around a bunt, he'll stare at a strike is Peyton Conley. On the mound for the Braves is bad Parker Brown, as he'll foul this one off. Count now 0-2 to Conley. Brown comes set. Here's the 0-2. That'll be fouled off. Conley not afraid of swinging the bat. He went 1 for 3 in Game 1, flying out to both left and center, and then having a single in the 5th. The 0-2 will be fouled off once again. 5th pitch of this at bat and no recorded balls. Brown finds his sign. The 0-2 to Conley. Way outside. As Conley trying to work the count here. The 1-2. Be popped up. Running in and stopping will be the center fielder, Peyton Berg, for out number 1. Looking at the rest of the defense for the Braves, left field, Frank Lavin, center field, Peyton Berg. In right, Nick Sirid. At third, Dan Blickman. At short, J.D. Swarbrick. At second will be Louis Barbour. At first will be Trent Lawrence and Josh Conniff. So no major defensive changes. Connor Gabor will be the DH, and Nick Sirid will be playing in right. That is your only change between Game 1 and Game 2. As Vanda High watches strike one. Brown ready, the 1-1. Zalby popped towards right. No one's going to be able to get to it. It will go fair. Vanda High will round first, but he'll head back, as he'll be happy with a single to bring up Boone Kirst. Kirst catching here in Game 2. He was DH for Game 1. But the Ribbons needed Gerbers over in right, so they moved him from the DH spot to the catcher role. That'll be low in the dirt for ball one. Kirst, at least at the beginning of the season, was the primary catcher for the Ribbons. Here's the 1-0. Zalby grounded to second. This could be two. Over to second for one. Over to first is not in time. Kirst able to beat it out, as Vanda High will be out on the fielder's choice. This will bring up Brian Gerbers. Gerber is able to fill many roles for the Ribbons, being a very big utility player for the team. First pitch to him is going to be low and away for ball one. You saw him catching in Game 1, now playing right field for Game 2. Gerber is ready at the dish. Here's the 1-0. That'll be low and away for ball two. Gerber stepping into the box. Parker Brown coming set. Here's the 2-0. That'll be line foul and out of play. Count now 2-1. Gerber stepping into the box. Kirst taking his lead over at first. Here's the 2-1. High for ball three. Gerber is now looking to draw the walk. Parker Brown looking for his sign. Now finds the one he wants. Here's the 3-1. That will hit him. Gerbers will take the trot down to first base. As this will bring up Wilson Zuck. As there's a loose ball, umpire asking Drew Sajinski to go get it. Runners at first and second. The pitch will be high for ball. Zuck in Game 1 was able to reach on an error in the second and then flew out to the outfield in both the 6th and 7th. The 1-0 will be lowered away for ball two. Zuck ready, waiting patiently at the dish. Here it is. In Game 1, Larson and Gerbers, the only two not to reach. Gerber is now reaching here. As that will be strike 2 to Zuck. Ribbons weren't seeing the ball well early, but really pulled it off, I should say, in the second half of the game. As here's the 2-2. Skips low for ball 3. Zuck has a full count here. 2 down. Runners at first and second. Zuck looking to draw the walk. Here's the pitch. Runners take off as it gets away. Not going to go home on the throw is Cursed. But with runners running on the play, that will bring up Drew Sajinski with the bases loaded. Sajinski did not play in game 1 of the doubleheader today. He did make an appearance in game 2 of the doubleheader yesterday. He was hit by a pitch in the 3rd and came around to score, hit a double in the 4th, and then flew out to short. And then in game 1, went 1 for 4. Sajinski took over for James Bornick in the batting order, and they moved Milo Upton over to first base. That was in game 2 yesterday. Sajinski now looking just to draw a walk here. Walk does some damage as he'll swing and miss here for strike 1. Sajinski really taking over that third base role after Potasic was really hurt and benched due to his injury. Sajinski has taken the role, and it will be interesting to see what Hayden Price does after Potasic is healthy. Here's the 2-1. As Albie grounded through the hole, base hit. Rounding third, heading for home. The throw is going to be not in time, as the Ribbons will take a 2-0 lead as Boone Kirst and Brian Gerbers come around to score. Sajinski finds himself at first with a single, as Wilson Zuck did not try to score, or try to advance, I should say, just in case the throw was cut off. So it will be runners at first and second, still 2 down. Hurd ready at the dish. Here's the pitch, as he'll stare at strike 1. Hurd playing shortstop here for game 2, as he did not move at all in the defensive substitutions. The 0-1 will be a foul tip into the glove. Count now 0-2. Hurd trying to keep the inning alive for the Ribbons. As here comes the 0-2. Strike 3 looking, and the inning is over. 2 runs come across here in the bottom of the first. As we head to the second, it's 2-0 Ribbons. You're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Top of the second here at Joannes Park. Connor Gabor, Frank Lavin, and Josh Conniff. Those are your due up here in the second inning. Making his second appearance as the beer batter will be Connor Gabor. Gabor, the DH for game 2, as that will miss the zone for a ball. In game 1, he played right field, making that little swap with Nick Sarid. Count now 1-1. Pitch from Ramos will be outside for ball 2. Ramos ready. Here is the 2-1. High and outside for ball 3. Beer batter has walked a lot in this series, drawing 3 walks in game 2 alone yesterday, as he'll draw one here. This will put one on for Frank Lavin. Lavin walked in the second, lined out to short in the 4th, and then flew out to center in the 7th in game 1. He'll pop this one up, foul, and out of play. Count now 0-1 to Lavin. Ramos ready on the mound, the pitch. Check swing, they're going to call it a strike anyways. Count now 0-2. Ramos ready, here's the 0-2. High and in for a ball. Having a tough time handling it was Tavian Ramos. Runner at first, no outs. The 1-2. As that will miss the zone, outside for ball 2. Trying to get Lavin to swing there. As here's the 2-2 pitch. Skips in the dirt, gets past Curse. As trotting down to second will be Connor Gabor. As the count goes full, 3-2. Ramos set. Here is the 3-2. As that'll be a line base hit in the left. Rounding third, heading for home is going to be Gabor, as the left fielder has trouble handling it. As Zuck gets it in late, the Braves cutting the lead in half.
Now batting the catcher, number 2, Josh Conniff.
The single from Frank Lavin will bring up Josh Conniff. Conniff in game 1 went 0 for 3. Grounded into a double play and then a fly out to right and a line out from a jumping Peyton Conley, which sent the game to the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 0-1. As that will miss for a ball. Ramos ready. Here is the 1-1 to Conniff. As that will miss for a ball. Count is 2-1. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. count even for Josh Conniff. Here's the pitch. As Elby grounded to short. Second for one, over to first, in time for the double play. Six, 4-3 double play will bring up Trent Lawrence. Lawrence playing first base here in Game 2. Played the same position in Game 1. Went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Looking in the second, swinging in the fifth. First pitch to Lawrence will be grounded foul. Close one over there at third. Lawrence already in the box. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. High for a ball. One. Ramos ready. Here's the pitch. And there, no. Thought I heard him say a strike, but it will be inside for a ball. The 2-1. High for ball 3. So the 3-1 pitch. So that'll be high for ball 4. Lawrence will reach on the walk, which will bring up Luis Barbour. Barbour in Game 1 walked in the third and struck out swinging in the fifth. First pitch will be in there for a strike. Got him at 0-1. That'll be high and in for a ball. Between games, I had a nice guy come up to the stands wearing a purple hat down in the first row, saying that it is his 51st anniversary today. So happy anniversary. I didn't get the guy's name, unfortunately. Just slipped my mind to ask it, but he's sitting in the first row. So if you're here at the ballpark, wish him a happy 51st anniversary, as that will get away from Kirst. Trotting down to second will be Trent Lawrence. Count goes to 2-2. Happy 51st anniversary. 2-2, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. High for ball 3. Ramos a little willy-nilly with the zone here. As he comes set, the 3-2. Skips to the dirt, ball 4. Barbour will head on down to first. And before we see Nick Sered coming to have a chat is Boone Kirst. Getting up and ultimately walking back to the dugout was Liam Jones. Ramos trying to get out of this second inning with only a little damage done. First pitch is going to be caught by Kirst. Great job keeping it in front of him. Ramos ready, the 1-0. Swung on and missed for a strike. Top of the order, Peyton Berg due up if Berg cannot get the out. The 1-1 will be in there for strike 2. Ramos 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. 1-2 to Sered. Low and away for a ball. Sered making his way back into the box. Ramos has been in this situation before. The 2-2. High for ball 3. Looking to get out of this inning before he loads the bases. Raven's going to let him go longer here as there's nobody warming up in the arm barn. The 3-2. Ball is the call, as that will load the bases here in the top of the second, as that is the 3rd walk in a row, 4th of this inning, and also 4th of the game. So Ramos struggling with the zone here in the second, as he will hit Peyton Berg to drive in the tying run. 2-2 ball game after Peyton Berg is drilled with a pitch. Kirst coming out to have another chat with Ramos. As it looks like they're going to get someone warming up, and that someone is Kai Miller. He hasn't started warming up yet, but he stood up. So that'll be high and away for ball 1. J.D. Swarbrick, 8th batter for the Braves in this inning. Here's the 1-0. In there for a strike. Got him at 1-1. Here's the pitch. High and in for ball 2. Dan Blickman on deck if Swarbrick can reach. 2-1 is high and in for ball 3. Ramos looking frustrated on the mound. As here comes the 3-1. High and in. Ball gets away. But do not imagine anyone is going to try to score there, and they won't. Barbour comes around to score. Sered to 3rd. Berg to 2nd. And, of course, the walk from Swarbrick puts him at 1st. Bases still loaded for the Braves as the 9th batter, Dan Blickman, comes to the dish. Ramos ready, the pitch. High for a ball. 9 batters in this inning for the Braves. They'll be in there for strike. Five walks in this inning. A hit by pitch. And a single. Besides that, the only outs in this inning were because of that double play from Josh Conniff. Here's the 2-1. High and in for ball 3. Ramos. Looking for his sign. Now finds the one he wants. The pitch to Blickman. As that will be ball 4. As the 4th run in this inning will come across on another walk. Nick Sered crossing the plate. As Hayden Price coming out, bringing the hook for Ramos. As his night is over. Line score for Ramos, 4 runs, 1 hit. All 4 earned, still responsible for the 3 currently on base. We will have to see what happens with those. But goes 1 2/3 innings. On the bump for the Ribbons will be Kai Miller. Miller has made appearances before here at Joannes Park. But the crowd currently watching in silence.
Now pitching for the Blue Ribbons, number 54, Kai Miller.
Miller has pitched 7 1/3 innings for the Ribbons this season. As the Ribbons try to turn the tides before it's too late, I should say. Ribbons did do something that they haven't done all series, is that they took the lead first. In games 1, 2, and 3, Addison would take the lead first, and the Ribbons would come back. Now trying to get their lead back after giving up 4 here in the second. But the inning isn't over. Miller looking to be the hero and end this inning. As he gets his last couple warm-up pitches in. 4-2 ball game. Only person not to reach base in this inning for the Braves is Josh Conniff. As this will bring up beer batter Connor Gabor. Gabor started this inning off with a walk. He would eventually come around and score. Frank Lavin singled. And he would score on that. Miller ready on the mound. First pitch is going to be in there for a strike. 10 batters at the plate for the Braves here in the second. Here's the 0-1. That'll be swung on and missed for strike 2. Fans now 1 strike away from buy one, get one free PBR. Miller trying to help the fans out a lot as they try to forget this second inning. Here comes the 0-2. So that'll be grounded foul towards the Ribbons dugout. Count will remain 0-2. Buy one, get one free PBR on the line. Miller set. The pitch to Gabor. Will get away from Kirst. Coming home and scoring will be Peyton Berg. That run will be given to Ramos. Advancing will be Swarbrick and Blickman. Count is now 1-2. The pitch from Miller. As he'll check his swing. Miller wanting a new ball. 2-2, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. 5-2 ball game. As the Braves take the lead. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and the inning is over. Buy one, bit one free, PBR at the concession stand. But more importantly, the inning is over. 5 runs come across here in the second. It is 5-2. Only 1 hit for the Braves. You're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Bottom of the order, Milo Upton. It's Zachary Grossman. Those are your due up here in the bottom of the second. Ribbons looking to respond after giving up 5 in the top half of this frame. Parker Brown still on the mound as this will be a high fly ball to right. Getting down for the base hit as Upton will stay at first base with a single. This will bring up Zachary Grossman. Grossman DHing here in game 2. Did not play in game 1. First pitch to Grossman. Will be in there for a strike. Grossman hasn't made a lot of appearances for the Ribbons. That's because he's dealing with an acute injury that currently does not allow him to play the field. So that's why he has been a DH for the Ribbons whenever he plays. But he's been working through it. Here's the 1-1. Foul tip. Count is now 1-2. Grossman ready in the box. The pitch from Brown. Be swung on a miss, strike 3. Grossman goes down swinging, which will bring up Peyton Conley. Conley flew out to center last time he was up. Ribbon's hoping for him to hopefully jumpstart something here. The first pitch to Conley will be grounded foul towards the Ribbons dugout. Not able to make the play was the on-deck batsman, Trevor Vandehei. Oh, 1. Pitch to Conley. As that'll be lined towards center, but making the play will be the left fielder. As there are now 2 down for Vandehei. Vandehei got the offense started here in Game 2 after he hit a single in the first. He got out on the fielder's choice from Boone Kirst. First pitch to him. As that'll be lined towards center, but the stop from the shortstop, as it will be a G6 fielder's choice to end the inning. Ribbons don't get anything across here in the second. As we head to the third, it's 5-2 Braves. You're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Top of the third here at Joannes Park. Frank Lavin, Josh Conniff, and Trent Lawrence. Those are your due up for the Addison Braves. Another game to keep an eye on in the WSL. Lombard facing off against Sheboygan. Currently tied at 2 in the top of the 7th. That was skipping the dirt for a ball. Lombard right behind the Ribbons for the top of the WSL. Right now, the Ribbons have a better winning percentage, but Lombard has an extra win and an extra loss, which puts them in that position. So Lombard staying close to the Ribbons. Ribbons obviously won game 1, so that will change when the standings come out tomorrow. One-two, the count to Frank Lavin. Miller ready on the mound. As here's the 1-2 pitch. That'll be low for a ball. Miller finds his sign. 2-2 to Lavin. As that'll be lined towards right center. Larson getting underneath it. as that will be out number 1,
Now batting number 2, Josh.
which will bring up Josh Cuniff. Cuniff was the only Brave not to reach base in the second. He grounded in a 6-4-3 double play to get Frank Lavin out. First pitch to him will be low for a ball. That also means that Cuniff is the only Brave not to reach base here in Game 2. The 1-0 will be in there for a strike. Most reaching on a walk, as we mentioned. 6 batters walked. J.D. Swarbrick, Dan Blickman, Connor Gabor, Trent Lawrence, Louis Barbour, and Nick Sirid all drawing walks. Peyton Berg getting hit by a pitch. So 7 members of the Braves reaching base via a free pass. Cuniff taking a little extra time getting to the box here. 2-2, 1 out. Miller comes set. Here's the pitch. Time called before Miller pitched it. Unclear who called it. But we'll reset and do it again. 2-2, 1 out. Here's the pitch. So that'll be high for ball 3. Cuniff ready at the dish. The 3-2. High and away, ball 4. As that is the 7th walk of this game. And here in the 3rd, every Brave has reached base. So Braves doing really well here in Game 2. First pitch from Miller. We popped up. Lawrence having trouble reading it. Will camp underneath it for 1. Throw to first. As they're going to call him safe. Ribbons looking for an interference call. As he's going to be out. Interference the call. As Milo Upton tried to make the play. As the inning will be over. It'll be a 9-3 double play. As that will end the inning. So Ribbons stop them from scoring. 5-2 is your score. Braves very unhappy with the call. Have the coach arguing with the home plate umpire. I'm sorry, the players are arguing with the home plate umpire. The head coach is arguing with the field umpire. As now they're getting involved again. Umpire telling him to go back to the dugout. As he'll be allowed to go. 5-2 is your score as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. You're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Bottom of the third here at Joannes Park. Boone Kirst will be the batter, as the whole situation seems to be ironed out. Obstruction, the call, as that will skip low for ball one. Kirst reached on a fielder's choice last time he was up, came around to score. As the Ribbons hoping he can find a good one here, as that will hit him. Kirst running down to first. As he's hit by a pitch, this will bring up Brian Gerbers.
Now batting number 25, Brian Gerber.
Gerbers, last time he was up, was hit by a pitch. So still yet to record an at-bat in this game. First pitch to Gerbers is going to find the zone for a strike. Gerber stepping into the box. As here's the 0-1. As that will hit him. Two hit by pitches will bring up Wilson Zuck.
Now batting number 19, Wilson Zuck.
Braves not getting anyone warming in the arm barn yet. As Wilson Zuck comes to the dish. Parker Brown coming set. The first pitch to Zuck is going to be pop foul and out of play. Count now 0-1. Brown comes set. The 0-1 to Zuck. Low and away for ball one. Zuck was able to draw a walk last time he was up, and that was in the first inning. As here comes the 1-1 pitch. As that will be inside for ball two. Zuck hoping to get the bat started for the Ribbons here in the bottom of the third, as he's got a runner in scoring position. The 2-1. High, but in the zone for a strike. Two now the count. Zuck ready. Here's the pitch. Way outside. This will be called a ball as the runners will advance. Now there'll be runners at second and third with nobody out. A base hit could potentially cut into this lead drastically. Here's the 3-2. As they'll be lined back to the net. Zuck stepping into the box. Here's the 3-2. As that'll be grounded towards third. Throw is going to come home. It's not going to be in time. Getting a late jump was Gerbers, as he'll find himself in a pickle and get tagged out. Kirst comes around to score, as Zuck heads to first on the fielder's choice. This will bring up Drew Sajinski, but does cut the lead down for the Braves. as the Braves now only lead by 2. Sajinski ready at the dish. First pitch to him. Will skip in the dirt. Good job by Conniff to keep it in front of him. Sajinski had a single in the first. Umpire was chatting with something. Here's the 1-0. Zelby grounded to third. Gets past the third baseman. Rounding second, heading for third is going to be Zuck. Throw is going to be not in time. Zuck able to keep his foot on the bag. As that will be another single for Drew Sajinski.
Now batting number 5, Eason Hurd.
Coming to the dish, Eason Hurd. We'll see if they send Sajinski over at first. They're going to throw the pitch, as that will be in there for a strike. Runners at the corners. Tying run currently standing at first. The 0-1. It's going to be inside for a ball. Hurd struck out looking last time he was up. As here's the 1-1. Popped up. As this will go into the stands. Count now goes to 1-2. Hurd ready. Here's the pitch. That'll be inside for ball 2. Hurd saw that pitch well. And if you're having trouble seeing, Cherry Optical Lab, see the difference. Contacts, glasses, eye exams, or if you just need to update your prescription, Cherry Optical Lab. That'll be a base hit into right center. Rounding second, heading for third. Throw is going to be cut off. Getting a late jump is going to be Hurd, as he'll find himself at second. Scoring on the play was Wilson Zuck.
Now batting number 27, Milo Upton.
As Sajinski finds himself at third with Milo Upton at the dish and 1 down. Coach looking to have a chat here with his pitcher. As Parker Brown gives up 2 in the bottom of the third. Parker Brown so far here in game 2. 4 runs, 5 hits. No errors from the defense. As Upton just hoping for a deep fly ball to hopefully tie this game up. Meetings broken up. Runners at second and third. As the umpires get situated. Milo Upton in the box. First pitch to Upton is going to be a fly ball towards left. This is going to go foul. Exactly what the Ribbons ordered, a deep fly ball. But it will head into the Addison arm barn. And it will end up being just strike 1. The pitch will be popped up foul behind the broadcast booth. as Upton quickly finds himself in an 0-2 count. Zachary Grossman on deck. Upton had a single in the second inning, as the Ribbons hope he does it again here. The 0-2. As that'll be way inside for a ball. Count now 1-2. Parker Brown comes set. The pitch. Fouled off. Count will remain 1-2. Upton in the box. As here comes his 1-2 pitch. As that'll be grounded to third, having to retreat. Throw to first will be in time to get Upton. As that'll be a 5-3 putout for out number 2, which will bring up Zachary Grossman. Grossman looking to drive in at least the tying run. A base hit could score the leading run as well. First pitch is going to be grounded to short. As it gets past him, rounding third, heading for home, is going to be Easton Hurd, as the Ribbons will take a 6-5 lead. J.D. Swarbrick standing a little too early as the ball went under the glove. As that will go down as a hit for Grossman. But more importantly, makes this a 6-5 ball game for the Ribs. That pitch will find the zone for strike one. Conley, the 8th batter of the inning for the Ribs. Here's the 0-1. As that'll be outside for a ball. Conley, the only batter in this game not to reach base, as he's hoping to change that here. The 1-1. As that'll be lined to right, base hit. Rounding second, heading for third is Grossman. The throw is going to be late, and on the throw, Conley will head to second. Runners at second and third, as Van de High will come to the dish. No one warming up for Addison yet. Only John Zaginski. I believe he's the only one who's currently sitting on the bench that is a pitcher for the Braves. But the Ribbons send 9 to the plate here in the third. The 0-1 is going to be grounded towards the middle. Diving stop, but unable to make the play, as that will most likely go down as a hit for Van de High. Conley advances to third, and Zachary Grossman comes across the plate to add a little bit of insurance runs, as this will bring up Boone Kirst. Kirst stepping into the batter's box. He was hit by a pitch and got this inning started, as that'll be fouled back to the net. Was hit by a pitch with the second pitch of the at-bat. As it's a 7-5 ball game. Brown ready on the mound, the 0-1. Almost hit him again. Able to get out of the way as the count will go 1-1. Here's the pitch. Low and away for ball 2. Count now 2-1. Runners at the corners. Here's the pitch. As Albe line towards the middle. This time able to make the stop. I don't think he stepped on second, but they are going to call the out, and the inning is over. Ribbons get 5 across here in the bottom of the third. It's 7-5 Ribbons. As we head to the fourth, you're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Top of the fourth here at Joannes Park. Louis Barbour, Nick Surrid, and Peyton Berg. Those are your due up for the Addison Braves. This has been a very interesting series, to say the least. This will be a high fly ball to left, giving chase, as this will come off the top of the wall. It gets really far away from the left fielder, Brian Gerbers. And trotting into second with a double will be Louis Barbour. But as I was saying, game one kind of went like a normal baseball game, and everything looked good. Game two, very high scoring. Ends in a nice, fun, exciting manner. So if you haven't watched game two from Saturday, I highly recommend watching it. This will be popped up, foul and out of play. We watched game one here about an hour and a half ago, which ended with another walk-off. As that will skip in the dirt for a ball. And then this game, 5 runs scored by both teams in a single inning. Top of the second for the Braves, bottom of the third for the Ribbons. So here's the 1-1. That'll be inside. Kai Miller now struggling to find the zone. It's been a very interesting series. Here's the 2-1. High and in for ball 3. Miller. Gonna search for his sign. As here comes the 3-1 to Surid. In there for strike 2. Surid thinking it missed the zone. But count now goes full. 3-2. Nobody out. Big lead over at second. The pitch. As that'll be grounded past Miller. Throw to first will be Wild. Scoring on the play will be Barbour. As the Braves cut the Ribbons lead in half. As that will go down as an E5. But it will also bring up top of the order Peyton Berg. Ribbons getting someone warming in the pen. Almost looks to be number 18, Dylan Heyer once again. First pitch to Berg will be high and away for a ball. Miller ready on the mound. As here comes the 1-0. This will be a pop-up towards left. Getting underneath it will be Wilson Zuck, as he'll make the play for out number 1. This will bring up J.D. Swarbrick. Haven't really seen the big hit from Swarbrick yet, as we saw in games 1 and 2 on Saturday. After he got a triple in game 1. As a big loud boom right when Miller was trying to pitch. Threw him off a little bit. He'll miss the zone for ball 1. Don't know where it came from, but the count is 1-0. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike. Miller finds his sign. The 1-1. Zell get away. Kirst keeping it in front of him. Great job by Boone Kirst behind the dish. Nick Sured was already heading towards third. As the count is now 2-1. Pitch to Swarbrick. Will he pop fouling out of play? Count now goes to 2-2. Miller looking for his sign. Shakes a few off, but now finds the one he wants. The 2-2. Outside ball 3. Count now full to Swarbrick. Runner at second is Nick Surid. As here is the pitch. As that'll be grounded to first base. Upton has it. Steps on first for out number 2. Advancing to third is Nick Sured. As it will bring up Dan Blickman. As before Blickman bats, pitching coach Brett Whiffen wanting to have a chat. As the Ribbons, as mentioned, do have someone warming in the pen. As Landon Rago has gotten up and throwing as well. Not making the swap here, as it looks like Hire might just be more as a standby guy to make sure a ball doesn't come towards them. But currently, Landon Rago warming up in the Blue Ribbons arm barn. But they're going to rely on the arm of Kai Miller to hopefully get one more out here. 6-7 ball game. Addison currently has 2 hits in the game. First pitch will be high for ball 1. Blickman so far today struck out looking in the first, and was able to draw a walk in the second, as he was the 9th batter in that inning. As this will be grounded towards second. Conley has it. Throw to first in time for out number 3. Ribbons get out of that inning with minimal damage done as the Braves cut the lead in half. It's 7-6 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. You're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Clouds billowing in here as the skies darken here in Green Bay. Ribbons still currently lead 7-6. They do have to get through the 5th inning before a game can be called. But wind changing direction, starting to pick up. Did he swing? Umpire says no. Count 1-1. As far as I'm able to tell, rain hasn't started coming down yet. But as I mentioned, skies have definitely gotten darker as this will be a ground ball to short. Throw to first will be in time to get him. One down now for Wilson Zuck. Ribbons just hoping to get it past the point where it counts. As that will hit Zuck. Zuck reaches base for his third time here in game 2. Hit by pitch, a walk, and a fielder's choice. As I mentioned, skies turning. Ribbons just trying to get through the 5th, hopefully with the lead intact. Umpires waiting for something. I believe they're waiting for the lights to be turned on. As coming to have a chat is going to be the president of the Blue Ribbons, Ken Leo. As not coming to have a chat, he's just going to run across the diamond. First pitch is going to be a fly ball to left, giving chase, but not able to get to it as it comes off the top of the wall. Rounding third, heading for home will be Wilson Zuck, as the throw is going to go way wild. And now heading to third will be Sajinski, as the Ribbons add to their lead. And this will bring up Eason Hurd. Lights are slowly turning on here at the ballpark. As we mentioned, clouds piling in. Fans now seeking shelter. As that will be a strike. Delayed call from the umpire. Most likely trying to also make sure this game counts. This is why the game was moved up, as the 1-0 will be fouled off the catcher. Count now 1-1. Hurd making his way to the box. Coming set is Parker Brown, and here's the pitch low and away for ball 2. Rain has not started yet. Actually, it will be 1-2, according to the umpire, as that pitch will be fouled off into the stands. Count will remain 1-2. Sajinski over at third. Hurd ready at the dish. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Two down for the Ribbons for Milo Upton. Wind blowing to straight center. First pitch is going to be inside for ball 1. Upton hit a single in the second and grounded out to third in the third. Now trying to add a little bit of insurance here, as that'll be outside for ball. He made the fist motion like he was calling that a strike, but I imagine it was still a 2-0 count. That's going to be inside. Count is 3-0. Parker Brown coming set, the 3-0. That will find the zone for strike 1. Brown set on the mound. The pitch to Upton will be grounded towards short, and it will get past J.D. Swarbrick. Drew Sajinski scores as the Ribbons take a 9-6 lead. That one most likely touched the glove of Swarbrick. So I'm going to write that down as an E6. As Zachary Grossman now coming to the plate. Brown taking his time on the mound. Going is going to be Upton. Throw is going to be not in time. Upton is going to opt in to stay at second after the stolen base. Now it's a runner at second. 0-1 the count, as the pitch would be a strike to Grossman. Pitch will be low for ball one. No one warming up for Addison. But Landon Rago getting plenty of warm-up time for the Ribbons. As they'll be lined back to the net. Count is 2-1 to Grossman, as that first pitch was not a strike. As that'll be high and in, but he'll get out of the way. Conley almost started making his way to the plate, as some dirt will kick up as the winds continue to pick up. Winds going towards right field right now, as trying to get the throw over, as that will get away. Heading to third. Grossman now going to second. And Brian Gerber, I can't say names. Brian Price, unhappy with Grossman not heading to second on that play. As we just showed the skies, you can see what the players are having to deal with. But coming to make a change is going to be the coach, as they're going to call in the right fielder. It'll be Nick Sered. Nick Sered came in game 2 of the doubleheader yesterday. As we mentioned, wind blowing hard here at Joannes Park. Conley will be the batter once play resumes. But right now, look at that wind as we get a shot of the flag. Wind went from maybe 5-mile-per-hour gusts to a pretty consistent, I'd argue, 25-mile-per-hour winds in a matter of 10 to 15 minutes. They had tents set up out here just a few minutes ago. They had to take them down. But yes, winds picked up drastically here at the ballpark. Ribbons hoping to get through 5. so that they don't have to find a date that works with Addison to finish this game up. As Conley will now head to the dish. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Grossman basically just taken off right away, as they forgot to wait for the pitch as this gets away. The ball gets away from the catcher. Rounding third is Grossman as he'll go back to third. A blunder from the catcher, Josh Cuniff. Cuniff asking if the player has to slide, as the umpire says no. Catcher ran up the baseline. I believe that's what the argument is because he ran up the baseline with the ball. You cannot expect a player, after the catcher has run up the baseline, to slide, because if they're too far away from the base, they can't slide in safely, and the slide would be pointless. A bunt from Conley goes way foul. So Upton comes around to score. Runner at third takes off as he'll just get tagged. Interesting gameplay from the Ribbons, as caught trying to take the base will be Grossman. So we head to the fifth. It's 10-6 Ribbons. You're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Connor Gabor coming to bat, as it's time to welcome the game within the game. First pitch will be a ball. Gabor, as my door opens and closes itself, as that'll be fouled off. Count is 1-1. But we saw a little bit of it in the other side of this inning. Braves trying to stall this game as long as possible, hoping that the storm would come in. Ribbons getting out on purpose to bring this game further in. Ribbons don't want to make up this game because of a few reasons. One, it would be hard to reschedule with Addison. Two, they obviously have the lead. So that will skip in the dirt for ball 3. Gabor is tonight's beer batter, but I don't know if they're going to offer the buy one, get one free PBR anymore, as that'll be fouled into the stands. Three-two, nobody out. Pitch from Landon Rago will be popped foul and out of play. Actually giving chases Sajinski. It will reach the stands, but it was much closer than I initially predicted. Winds picking up once again. Fans once again seeking shelter. The 3-2. As that'll be liner towards short. Throw to first will be a wild throw. The wind's making it tricky for everyone.
Now batting number 17, Frank Lavin.
As that will be an E6. New batter. No, it is not. Frank Lavin at the dish for Addison. As that will miss for ball one. The 1-0 from Rego will be fouled back to the net. Rego shakes a pitch off, now finds the one he wants. Here's the 1-1. In there for strike two. Rego ready on the mound. The 1-2 pitch. High for a ball. Rego most likely overthrowing that one a little bit there. As here comes the 2-2 to Lavin. That'll be popped foul and out of play. Braves being defensive at the plate. Still no rain yet. Here's the pitch. That'll be popped up. Tough winds make this not an easy play, but making the catch will be Peyton Conley for out number one. One down for Josh Cuniff. Umpire in the field looking at the skies. Ribbons just trying to finish this inning. First pitch to Cuniff will be in there for a strike. Cuniff reached base in the third off of a walk. As that'll be strike two. Rego ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. High for a ball. As that will skip in the dirt for ball two. Ribbons do have someone warming in the arm barn. It'll be number 36, Evan Chikanovsky. As that'll be fouled back to the net. Rego starting this with an 0-2 count. Having quite a few foul balls. As that will be popped towards right, it will go foul and out of play. As the wind's currently pushing towards right field. The 2-2 will be high for ball three. Ribbons trying to push for this inning to be over. 3-2, one out. Pitch from Rego. Oh, he swung on and missed, strike three. Two down now. Here in the fifth, we'll bring up Trent Lawrence. Lawrence walked and came around to score in the second and then grounded into a double play to end the third. Rain starting to trickle here at Joe Annie's. The 1-0 from Rago. In there for a strike. Lawrence looking at the umpire with utter confusion. The 1-1 to Lawrence. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Rago comes set. The 1-2 pitch. High for ball 2. As the rain now starting to come down. 2-2 from Rago. Will be high for ball 3. As fast as it started coming down, I think as fast as it left. I don't know if it's still pouring. I don't hear the raindrops, as that'll be high for ball 4. As Trent Lawrence will head down to first. This will bring up Louis Barbour. Sounded like it was just one heavy little cloud there, as that will be in for a strike. It was probably more relieving than it was anything else, as that will miss low for a ball. Here's the 1-1 pitch. As that will miss high for ball 2. Rago just trying to get out of this inning with no damage done. Currently has runners at first and second. As that pitch will be swung on and missed for strike 2. Rago not out of the clear yet. Here's the pitch. That will miss for ball 3. 3-2, 2 outs. Rago a strike away from getting out of this. The 3-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and the inning is over. No runs come across here in the 5th. As we head to the bottom of the 5th, you're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. With the players shaking hands here, you will notice that the game has been called. So the game is over as they were able to get through the top of the 5th and the home team was leading. So this game will go in the books as a 10-6 victory for the Ribbons. So a nice weekend sweep for the Ribbons. as they take all 4 games. Your line score here for game 2. We're going to make this one quick only because storms are coming and we have stuff to tear down. So 6 runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Braves. And then on the home side, 10 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors. Ribbons scored 2 in the bottom of the first. Braves came back and scored 5 in the top half of the second. Ribbons would respond in the 3rd inning, scoring 5 of their own, and scoring 3 in the 4th. Braves would add 1 in the top of that frame. And as we noticed, they were playing a little game in the game. But the game will now be in the books. 10-6 is your score as Ribbons take 4 of 4 this weekend against Addison. So make sure to stay safe with these storms. Don't get too wet. And no matter what you do, do it for the Ribs. Have a great night, everyone.